Good evening and welcome to the Sports Locker tonight. Well, we've got a bit of a special episode with the GBC Sports Awards featuring just last week. We've got two of the big winners on tonight's programme. First, we'll have Tom Tunbridge, who joins me right now here for our Unsung Hero Award. And later on in part two, I'll be joined by netball's Moira Gomez, who received the Lifetime Achievement. Tom, first of all, here it is, the award in all its glory.
Yep, thank you very much. It was much appreciated.
Let's take you back to last Tuesday, and when you first realised that it was you and you visibly sunk into your chair.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. I was supposed to be coaching the women's rugby team that night. I had told the rugby president that I wasn't going to attend because I was busy coaching, and I was told it would be very bad showing if we didn't go after being invited. I'd asked a couple of the other rugby guys, said, oh yeah, we've been invited, we've been told the same thing, to which I thought, I'd better go then. Not expecting anything else. When my face came out, I sank down in my chair thinking, oh, here we go. And to make it worse, then I saw my wife up on the screen. I thought, how did she keep it secret? Because she's known since January, and she made absolutely no idea that it was going to happen.
I mean, what did it feel looking at? First of all, what did it feel winning? And then secondly, what did it feel seeing those images and taking you back to a time, well, a darker time for rugby, for junior rugby?
Yeah. It is nice. I'm not going to say it's lovely being recognised like this. So yeah, it was a really good feeling. I know I sunk down in my seat, but it is a really good feeling being recognised like that. It's been many an hour, many a Sunday, Saturday, many hours that people don't see, and it's all the stuff that any coach in Gibraltar, any coach anywhere, especially when you're an amateur coach, youth sports, of all the hours you put in behind the scenes. So that was nice. In terms of seeing all those different clips on the screen, did take me back. When I started this, it was all because my son had been doing rugby tots when he was 2, 3, 4 years old. And then when he got to 5, the rugby tots, he wasn't allowed to do it anymore. And there was nowhere for him to go. I'd grown up in the UK till the age of 14 playing rugby, played rugby as a young adult in Gibraltar, and I wanted him to have that opportunity. And there was no opportunity. So I said, I'll do it then. And I created it, nothing existed. And took it on from there, and from there it's grown and grown. And one of the clips where I was talking in that video, I'm saying that there's 40, we had a really good season, we had 40 kids. We get that in one age group almost, or 2 age groups now, not over the whole age groups from 3 to 18, as we did before. Now, that's 2 teams.
Yeah, because you had a handful of players, let's say originally, your kids, family and friends. And then all of a sudden you have now amassed an army of hundreds of children, and you are well and truly credited for this achievement. I mean, when you go now down to rugby and you see so many children, what do you first think about?
A lot of pride. It's lovely. Excuse me. It's lovely to see. Have a lot of pride for what's happened. Though, yes, I'll take credit for creating it in the first place. What exists today is the sum of all those people who have come along afterwards. Would they have come, would they have not have come if it already existed? Who knows? But there are so many good volunteers down there. There are so many good coaches down there now, of mainly mums, dads who have come along over the years and given their time. And a lot of them have come and gone as their child has got older and moved on, but I'm still there.
I think it's important to highlight how when you first started, it was about giving juniors a place to play rugby, but really what it's ended up being is a very significant project, because now being part of Rugby Europe, if it wasn't for you, there'd be no under-18 national side pretty much. So it's ended up being a very significant step forward for rugby.
Yeah. Before I started, there was some junior rugby in Gibraltar. It was being done, but it was mainly under 16s, under 17s, that kind of age group. So there was nothing for the youngsters in between. And if you were 5 years old to about 12, there was nowhere to play. And without that, no sport's going to be sustainable. So by doing that and persevering over the years and going and watching some of these kids, some of the kids that play now for the national team maybe are about 20 years old, and I've coached them since they were about 7 or 8. So that's great to see them coming all the way through. But like you say, without that whole system, without that pathway for a child to get from trying a sport, loving a sport, and then going all the way through to actually playing for your national side, which is what everyone really dreams of in the end, without having produced this system, that would never, I don't think it really would have been possible.
I think what speaks volume about your character is that you seem to be someone that always wants to help wherever it's most needed. You're a retired policeman, you helped with junior rugby, and now you moved on to women's rugby because that needs a bit of help too. Is that fair to say? Is that kind of a good description of your character?
I've done a number of coaching courses over the years, both in basketball and in rugby, and often when you take coaching courses, one of the first things the coach educator will ask you is, what is your coaching philosophy? And everyone has a coaching philosophy. What do you think is important? Is it to drive fitness? Is it to produce excellence? Is it for the fun of the game? So there's lots of different things. And I always say that my coaching philosophy is simple, that everybody gets better. So what does that mean? That means that if one person turns up to my training session, I couldn't care less. That person leaves better than when they arrived. If 100 people turn up, I try and make 100 people better at the end from when they come. So that issue of, oh, I've only got 5 coming tonight, I can't do much, that doesn't exist for me. If you turn up to train and you want to learn, so as long as the person wants to learn and they think I've got something to offer them to help them learn, I will always be there for them.
And I mentioned women's rugby because you've got a big camp coming up this week now, time of airing. Tell us a bit about that and a quick plug-in for women that perhaps maybe have been away from the sport or a bit intimidated about joining rugby.
Yeah, 17th of March, 7 o'clock down at Europa Sports Park. Our Inner Warrior Camp is our recruitment drive where we'll be having a fun session. It won't be too daunting for anyone to come down. We'll make sure it's fun and welcoming. And basically, we're fully aware that rugby sometimes, what you see on the TV, is a sport of big collisions, usually big men, or when you watch the Women's World Cup, some big and strong women. And it can be intimidating for a lot of people to say, well, if I'm not used to that, how do I get into something so rough and where I might get hurt? And I'm not going to for one moment say rugby is not a contact sport. It is, but it can be done safely. Yes, there are techniques to learn. Yes, you need to learn the right way to do things. But once you do, it can be safe within.
Yeah.
People do boxing, people do contact sports. Rugby's no different, but it can be safe. So you don't need experience. You can come down, and the beauty for me in rugby is that it caters for anybody. There are fast players, there are slow players, there are strong players, there are all kinds, tall players, short players. Rugby has 15 players on the pitch, and everyone does a different job. Because everyone does a different job, there's a place for everybody.
Yeah.
You can have a really small player plays scrum half. They don't really get involved in too much, but they're quick and nippy. But that person can't do the same as one of our second rows who might be a tall, larger player. They can't do the same thing, and they don't do the same thing. So anyone can come down. Don't have to be worried. If you ever thought of joining a sport, it's friendly, it's open, and we will teach you what you need to learn.
I want to now bring up, well, for anyone watching this thinking, wow, you do a lot already with your life, we've not even touched upon the second association that you so much help out, which is basketball, which you've been doing for 2 decades now. You've also, apart from rugby, that's not enough, you're also a basketball coach for GABA. So tell us a bit about that.
Well, I grew up playing basketball and rugby as a kid. I love both sports pretty much the same. Love playing both, always tried to play both, still play basketball in the league. Stopped playing rugby 2 years ago because certain things the doctor told me I better stop. So I've loved them both all the time, but I've been involved in coaching youth basketball since I was about 23. That's about 26 years now, so 25, 26 years. Love both, still do both, and still coach both. So my weeks are taken up about half and half.
Well, you mentioned your weeks, and I was going to ask, I mean, how do you divide your time? Or better yet, how does a week look like for you?
Busy, very busy. At the moment, on my, on my set days, I have a under-18s basketball on a Monday night. I have women's rugby on a Tuesday evening. I have Wednesday is free, but I usually try and play basketball. Thursday, I have to choose between basketball and rugby because they're at the same time. Fridays is basketball. Saturday mornings, I coach the under-5s down at the stadium rugby. And then I also have a under-18s match somewhere in Gaddies on a weekend as well. So busy.
What would you say to someone else that is in a similar position to you, quietly putting in the hours, quietly doing something similar that might not get unnoticed?
You need to love it. If you're not getting enjoyment out of it, then it becomes really tough. So as long as you're getting something out of it, and I always felt that if it's always about winning and about success, and there'll be lots of coaches listening to this saying, oh, you got the wrong attitude, you should go for the win. It really isn't about that. I know I'm not going to create the next Johnny Wilkinson in rugby. I know I'm not going to create the next Kobe in basketball. But for me, that doesn't mean that people can't get a lot out of sports. Sports goes far beyond just the time you spend on the sports field. It's about sportsmanship, it's about leadership, it's about teamwork. And if you can take that into your working life and relationships and things like that, it can help you become a better person. So for me, I'm all about trying to create people who are able to operate far better in their working life and in relations and stuff like that. And if you have that attitude, you just enjoy the success of people growing, and then you'll go on for years and years and years and years and years without stopping.
Tom, we're running out of time, and I think that's a good way to end the conversation, but we're not going to end the conversation about you, because we're going to have a quick look at a snippet of a video that aired at the Sports Awards of people praising you, and very well deserved.
Congratulations, Tom, for all your hard work over the years. You're truly deserving of this award. Well done, mate.
Congratulations, Tom. Well done. Well deserved it.
This award is a long time in coming, and you so deserve it, sir. So enjoy the evening, and thank you for all you've done for me and for my family. So, Tom, great stuff. Thank you very much.
Tom, I'm sure this has come as a big surprise to you, mate, because that's the sort of person you are. But nobody deserves this more than you. Thank you. From me and from Gib Rugby.
Congratulations, and a very well-deserved award for all of your hard work and dedication to the sport.
Well, there you have it, Tom. Taking you back a little bit there to last week. When you finally realised that your wife and family are watching from upstairs, what's that like?
Really proud. Didn't realise my brother was there. He was actually texting me the scores of the Liverpool game, so I thought he was at home.
Not good scores either.
No, not good scores at all. So I thought he was at home. So they were all taking the mick out of me a bit. But when I heard them up there, I couldn't really see them because of the bright lights. But when I heard them all up there, I knew they were there, and that was really proud. Because the reality is, after I said how much I do during the week, without my family, I wouldn't be able to have the time to do it. They support me in all of this. They always have, and without them, I wouldn't be able to do as much as I do.
Tom, thank you very much. Thank you for coming along, and again, congratulations on a very well-deserved award there.
Thank you very much.
Tom Tunbridge, our recipient of this year's Unsung Hero Award. Join me in part 2. We'll have our Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Moira Gomez, joining us. Welcome back to the Sports Locker. We are talking to a couple of our winners from this year's Sports Awards, and I'm very glad to be joined now by Moira Gomez, our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. Moira, it's been a week now. When you look back at the award and at the night, what do you feel?
I think it's recognition for the dedication and commitment throughout a number of years, but I don't really look at it at the number of years, rather more at the purpose of what has been achieved throughout this time and the impact it's had on other people. So it's a wonderful feeling.
On the night, we always watch a wonderful VT that often prompts a few tears. I think we did that with you as well. I mean, what did it feel like watching so many people that you love and care and that love and care you say such wonderful things about you?
They know the real me, and they know 24 hours of netball, not just when I come on an interview or when I'm on court or when I'm delivering a speech at an event. It's about the preparation, the planning, the successes, the setbacks that we have to go through, and how I go through it in my head and at home and with those close to me. So it was very meaningful because there's a lot of history that comes from those messages, and you know what each individual is talking about without them saying, or going into details about what really happened or we've lived. So very, very special evening for me.
I wanted to touch upon, I'm glad that you said that, because there was a particular interview where someone said we've been through the good times and the bad times, and there has been some dark periods too for netball, hasn't there, really?
Yes. There's one that comes to mind where I was quite poorly with health, and there was a change of rules around under 17s. And we set up the team for that year. We didn't have a big group of girls, and the team was made up of just 10, not even 12. We didn't have enough 12. So about a week before we were due to travel, I received a phone call from Europe Netball advising me that the eligibility of 3 of the players was not making the criteria, and that had been missed when I was unwell, because before the criteria for the age group had to be around the school year, and that had changed to the calendar year. So we had 3 players that we were not able to play on court. So I don't know who cried more, those girls or me, when I actually told them. They did travel with us, but we were down to 7. So we went to that meeting, the team managers meeting, and that was Jerry, Geraldine Rodriguez and myself before the competition started, and went through the logistics of every tournament as we usually do. And then there was a sort of discipline meeting where we actually had to explain why the players were over the age group. And at the end of that meeting, they listened to what we had to say. They still insisted they could not play. And they said, well, Gibraltar just joined the tournament. So I turned around and I said, we're not here to enjoy, we're here to win, and we're going to take the gold. And with 7 players, we won that competition. We got the gold because our players, those who were not able to play, I can't say more than I can say, but they cheered their team relentlessly through that tournament and were allowed to play versus Republic of Ireland, the hosts, because they had 2 older players that they could play with. And that was a huge setback for us, which we made as a positive because we continued focused on what we were there for. And with that, I could have tons of anecdotes to tell you.
Well, I wanted to mention how your final message was, you know, we're not here to participate, we're here to win. It was a similar message you gave the World Netball Presidents when you first met her in terms of hosting a big competition, and that dream also came true in September.
Yes, that's right. Because if you have a wish list, it never happens. But when you actually want something to happen and you want to drive it, all you do is create a plan and then find the incredible people around you to support that plan, and you'll get there. And that's what I actually recommend anyone who's thinking, whether it's sport, culture, dance, music, anything in life. If you are consistent, you commit and have a plan, you can get there.
Again, you mentioned the wonderful people that are around you that help you get through all of this. Let's take you back to the video that rolled at the night of the gala and what this team of people around you had to say about you.
Mum, congratulations. I really think you deserve this for all the hard work you've put in, and we're really proud of you.
You probably think you've not done enough, but what you've accomplished in netball, it's not something many countries can say they have done.
Congratulations, Mum, on your Lifetime Achievement Award. We're all very proud of you, and we'll keep rooting for you as always.
Congrats, Mama, we're really proud of you.
Congratulations, Moira, what you achieved in netball in Gibraltar and around the world. The people here don't know what you've done when you go to the meetings. So I am very proud of you.
Moira, congratulations on what is a very, very well-deserved award tonight. You, of all people, have gone the extra mile for netball, for Gibraltar, for Europe netball. You've been amazing. You are a real leader within the region.
I'm so happy that you're receiving this award. You deserve it. You've dedicated so much of your time to netball. You've dedicated your life to netball. So well done and big kiss from me.
Seguro que you didn't think this was going to happen. But now, amiga, here we are. I'm very proud to consider you my friend and my mentor because I've been through hard times and good times.
Moira, congratulations. I couldn't imagine anybody else more deserving than you in receiving this Lifetime Achievement Award. Well done.
Good job, Mama. Maybe you could win another one soon.
Well, there you have it, that video, that's a shorter version of that video that played on the night. When you watch that back and watch all those people that have been around you for so many years support you and I suppose keep a secret from you, because I've heard it's very hard to keep a secret from you. And I actually will reveal now that one of the days when you did the leadership with the younger girls...
Under pressure.
That campaign, we snuck around you and I did 2 interviews whilst you were there.
You were good then.
We snuck around you and did 2 interviews whilst you were there. And everyone was saying, well, we can't, Moira's looking now. I have to be here when Moira's speaking because if not, she'll notice.
I do notice things, but I don't always say I've noticed. I just wait.
Have you had a chance to speak to many of the people that were involved in that video?
Not all of them. I've spoken to the family, close family, obviously, because we had a chat after that, and my brother's sister, WhatsApp groups, as you know.
The grandchildren.
And then the grandchildren. My WhatsApp was on fire for the following 2-3 days with well wishes, but not just the immediate netball family, but others that I know or have met throughout my journey on different functions, events, Netball World Youth Cup, and they all came forward, and even the RG family who I work with have also congratulated me. So it's really good. It's really good for them.
Now, netball has grown enormously, not just in Gibraltar, but all around the world. It seems like more and more countries are now playing competitively. And so to see Gibraltar now ranked 20th in the world as a nation, I mean, the achievements just keep on coming, don't they?
That has been a tough, challenging journey for our champions. We were very lucky to have Maggie Jackson and Denise Ellis when I approached them over a council meeting the full weekend. I kept approaching them if they would come over to Gibraltar to help us and support Sarah Bias as national coach with how we could get our team to improve. And we had that great opportunity to change the full culture of how we dealt with national team and squads. And from there, we had a structure. We changed the way we thought, we trained, what could we use based on homegrown players, and actually also what was negotiable and not negotiable around the squad. And that's really been quite different and really impacted on how the squad moves.
You've given so much to netball. What do you feel that netball has given back to you as a person?
It's given me the privilege of seeing people grow and seeing what potential they have if they believe in themselves. The gift of time is very precious, and because you can never get it back. However, whenever I see this last week, I was sitting next to scorers because I usually mentor them, the young scorers in the junior league. And I heard one of them tell the other, I love my netball. That's it for me. That's the reward I'm looking for. And you see it every day, in every little thing and every little person. Having 5 umpires this past month, umpiring internationally, is a huge boost. Having Sarah Payas achieve the highest level in coaching, level 3 in World Netball, is another win. Having our under-17s win the GBC Sports Award, it continues and continues, so the motivation is always there.
Moira, thank you very much. Very well-deserved winner of our Lifetime Achievement Award this time around. And thank you for all the work you continue to do. And I'm sure that in no time you'll have a home for netball here on The Rock.
Yeah, and I have to say that I share this award with everyone who's been part of my journey, both on court and those at home supporting me.
Thank you very much, Moira.
Thank you.
Moira Gomez, the recipient of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award at our GBC Sports Awards. That's all we have time for, unfortunately, but thank you for tuning in on a Monday evening. See you again next week.